Okay, and hello again. I have updated these plans to today, October 15th, to accommodate a hot tub on that deck, recessed in that deck. And I'm going to go through this quick because some of this is just not going to be understandable or relevant, but I wanted to keep a record. I just started with this hot tub design I'd used before, which was for this 66 by 84 hot tub. And that design, which used all concrete, could hold 10,000 pounds. And if I eliminated that middle column, it'd be down to 8,000 pounds. And that particular design there had just been kind of put together on the fly and wasn't finalized at all. So I looked into this a little bit more. And that design there was just kind of on the fly and put together just to accommodate the space and so forth, and hadn't been checked out. And 8 to 10,000 is a lot of capacity. So I looked into this a little bit further on this website just before I went forward from there. And that was designed for 10,000 pounds, which is a little overbuilt. However, this is the information here. When they say filled weight, you have to add the number of people that are going to be in it as well. So if we set a 5-person hot tub with a lot of capacity, 4,000 in water and 1,000 in people, that's 5,000. But when I come to yours and put it in here, it's going to be close enough to grade that I'm just going to use framing, because otherwise you're going to have a whole nother operation with pouring the piers and then forming up this pad for the hot tub, and then, pouring that. So I went to all frame solution. I first put that hot tub. Recall that we had shifted these stairs this way to the west a little bit before for these newel posts. So at first I had centered it on that opening at the stairs, and I worked with that for a while, and how it was working with my then current design with regard to these beams. And I just continued to step through that. It resulted in moving that beam over, and we were still fine on our deck joists with that, because they're all 2x8s. Even if they'll pass on 2x6, they won't let us pass. This thing gets even further over here, and they won't let that pass at 2x6s. So I just left all the floor joists at 2x8s. But I wanted to move this thing over. Felt it was too close to this here, and that you didn't need this much room back here. So I ignored centering it on the steps, and ultimately just moved it over like that. And the way everything shook out when it was all said and done, we get a little wider first, and this creates this dropped framing down in here. These 2x8s that I showed in 2x8s, they end up at 2x6s, are suspended on the faces of these beams. And that red is the hot tub, the recessed hot tub footprint. That bit there is the recessed hot tub footprint. And I've designed this. At the end, it's designed for 7,000 pounds total. The hot tub, the water, and the people in it. This was for 8,000, but I stepped that back some to 65, but then at the end, I moved it up to 7,000 total by the time I did the different things that I was going to do. But these beams, they were still called D4 and E then, those are both ending up to have to be 2x12s. be number 1 or number 2, but they have to be 2x12s. And so up here, we get to move that over and ignore this centering here, because this was to be a bar back here as well as this one here. So it's up to you where you put that, because this framing will work regardless. This whole plan will work regardless. And once you decide on a hot tub, I can adjust this to reflect, what you actually have, and maybe it becomes a little lighter. As it is, I went back and reworked every single one of these members to make sure that I wasn't missing anything, and updated all the floor loading here, and as a result, and roof loading as well, and as a result, updated all of these pier pedestal diameters. And you ended up with, in these ones here, I moved these up to 24 at the end. It says 20 inches here. Final plans show these at 24, just like all of these. But this one, and this one are 28s. I was able to get these down to 24s, everything down here. But you still have 3 28s. This one, that one, and that one. And this one is likely to stay. I don't think that's changing. If your hot tub gets lighter, these ones might get smaller. But that one is not going to be changeable with that truss load on it now. 6,117 is the net of everything on that piece there. And when you dig down here, if it's like this, you're going to want to rebar that into that existing house foundation footing. And yeah, see, 2x6s will pass. Even at that 10-foot 11 span, 2x6s would pass, and you could use 2x6s over the entire deck, except the city or the county or whoever does it, they're going to go by this residential code, and they're saying you can't stretch them further than 9 feet. So I left it 2x8s across everything. This is that girder truss up here, and as you can see, I don't have it dropping down and hanging on that beam. It's sitting on top of that beam. And then here is your chimney height, and I kind of have that really at the minimum. This is 2 foot and 10, so I'm really showing that at the minimum height, that chimney, but I still think it's high enough to do the job. And this is a section through that hot tub deck framing, and this is something to keep in mind. These had to be 2x12s, so that couldn't be changed there, and these are 2x8s here. I have it just dropped down that 7 1/4 here and sitting on this framing down here. With this 29-inch high hot tub, that would have it projecting out of the deck 21 inches. But the thing is, with these beams here, you can drop that. First of all, those joists underneath the hot tub, those only have to be 2x6s. And then if you want to, you could actually drop that whole thing 5 or 6 inches and have it only come out of the deck 15 inches or so. So that is the upshot on that. These building plans are ready to go again for permits if you say so. And I've left everything. This is a lot of weight here, and everything's fine. Everything's passing right now with pretty good numbers. So let me know if you want me to apply for this permit at this point. Here is a walkthrough, the only one I put together, just so that you have a feel for it. And that is all. Thank you very much. But before that, a quick look back here at a few of these details and how critical some of this is. Because right now you can see how close of a call it is with this door. And we're hoping we can do this because I moved this out another 2 inches at the end of the day. So we have to double check to make sure that is going to work, because that's going to push everything here and there. But in any event, that's how that is back there, where I have the slab lining up with the edge of this decking, which projects past these finished column bases. I mean, it won't be the end of the world if that storage shed is closer. It will just change things with regard this pathway through here, which right now, between the brick and the edge of the finished column, is almost 35 inches. Okay, and then here's this walkthrough.